E eu fico pensando nas políticas públicas que poderiam enfrentar essa questão. O senhor falou há pouco da possibilidade de concertação global para resolver os problemas, mas políticas públicas nacionais podem ser também relevantes e, infelizmente, nas eleições, nas recentes eleições mundiais, o Brasil, infelizmente, não é exceção, nós não discutimos o suficiente políticas públicas, discutimos defeitos de adversários. Que políticas públicas poderiam ser importantes para evitar um futuro trágico?
Well, again, it depends on the country we are talking about, but there are three main issues. I mean, the first issue is to regulate the most dangerous technologies. And this ranges from the development of new kinds of weapons, like autonomous weapon systems, killer robots, that some countries around the world are developing, to regulating surveillance systems to prevent the creation of digital dictatorships that follow everybody all the time. And this is a danger in every country. I mean, even countries that lack a sophisticated high-tech sector of their own, every government in the world today faces the temptation of buying sophisticated surveillance technology from the major players like China and the USA, and creating a surveillance regime to monitor the citizens. And we can see in the next 10 or 20 years the rise of such digital dictatorships based on digital surveillance technology that follow everybody all the time. We can see this happening not just in the most developed countries, but even in some of the most backward countries around the world. In Africa, in the Middle East, we can see the creation of these digital dictatorships. So we need to regulate to prevent that. And so one issue is regulation, which every country should do about itself. The second issue is education, what we talked about earlier. And the third issue is global trust and cooperation, because to deal with the most important issues, most countries will not be able to do it by themselves. Most countries, they don't have the resources, and they are too vulnerable to outside influences. For if you think about the automation revolution, so let's say that your country, you live in a country where many people still make a living from cheap manual labor. There are textile workers and things like that. Now, the government can have rules, laws that protect the jobs in the textile industry from automation. But this will not be helpful at all if automation means that it's now cheaper to produce textile in the United States or in Germany than it is in Honduras or in Bangladesh. So if technology will reach a point when it's cheaper to produce my shirt in California than in Honduras, there is nothing the Honduran government can do about it. But to save the economy from collapsing, and this will have, if it collapses, it has repercussions for the entire regions, then we need to build this global safety net. That to some of the enormous profits, I mean, automation will result in enormous profits. But we need to prevent these profits from being concentrated in only a few countries. We need a mechanism that the enormous profits in California somehow are used to protect and to better the situation of also people in Honduras. And for that, we need global cooperation. And at present, we are, of course, running in the opposite direction. I don't see the current US administration raising taxes on US corporations in order to support unemployed people in Central America.
Professor, gostaria de retomar um ponto da sua resposta, a última resposta, sobre ditaduras digitais. As redes sociais também aproximaram minorias no Brasil muito, que conseguiram se conectar de alguma forma através das redes e dos grupos. Ao mesmo tempo, tem um artigo seu publicado no Guardian, dia 22 de junho, por ocasião dos 50 anos do Stonewall, em que você faz um alerta muito... me impressionei muito com esse texto sobre o aumento da homofobia e a relação entre esses grupos de ódio e as redes sociais também. Quer dizer, esses mesmos grupos que se beneficiaram das redes, de alguma forma, estão um pouco ameaçados pelas redes. Deveria haver, então, uma diminuição do uso das redes sociais, um cuidado maior por esses grupos que estão sofrendo violência crescente?
No, I mean, like every technology, it has a good side and a bad side. Social networks have been very positive in connecting, for example, gay people together, or connecting all kinds of groups together, and we shouldn't stop that. We should take action against the spread of hatred and hate speech and harassment in the social networks, but we should keep the social network functioning, of course. The big problem of digital dictatorships doesn't come from the social network or from the people using it, but from the government or from maybe some very powerful corporation which are collecting data on the people who are using the social network and then using it to monitor and control people. Again, if you take the LGBT community, so it's now potentially much easier for a homophobic regime to find out, to discover all the gay people in the country much faster and more easily than ever before. Just by monitoring, not only the communications that people have, but even unconscious reactions that people have. You could be talking about, I don't know, a 15-year-old teenager. Maybe I still don't know that I'm gay. Maybe I'm not sure yet. But the algorithm in the computer already knows that I'm gay because it is monitoring all my activities. Like even I surf YouTube. So maybe I don't watch any gay movies and I don't look at anything like that. But simply by monitoring how my eyes react to different images of people, the algorithm and the government or corporation behind the algorithm already know that I'm gay. Let's say I'm surfing YouTube and I'm seeing a video of a guy and a girl in swimming suits walking on the beach. Now, the computer can tell where my eyes focus. If my eyes focus more on the guy rather than the girl, and it happens repeatedly, so the algorithm already knows, oh, he's gay. And this can be used by corporations to sell me stuff. For instance, the corporation that wants to sell me anything, and it has two versions of a commercial, one with a shirtless guy and one with the girl in a bikini. It knows to show me the advertisement with the shirtless guy. And maybe I still don't know, maybe I'm still not sure that I'm gay, but they already know it and use it against me. And that's relatively benign. But if, for example, if you think about a country like Iran, which has the death penalty for homosexuality, so the Iranian police or the Iranian government could catch gay teenagers just by these kind of monitoring systems with terrible consequences. So we are reaching a point when the combination of information technology and biotechnology is important to understand what's happening in your brain, in your body. When you combine the two, you get a technology to monitor everybody all the time, which was never possible before. If you think about the dictatorships of the 20th century, so if you live in the USSR in the time of Stalin, so the secret police cannot follow everybody all the time. It's just impossible. But in 10 years, some people in the world, billions of people, might be living in a digital dictatorship when not just everything they do, but even everything they feel is constantly monitored. Just think about, I don't know, North Korea in 10 years, when everybody has to wear a biometric bracelet which monitors your blood pressure, your heartbeat, your level of adrenaline in the blood, things like that. And you watch on television, at your home, or maybe in school, a speech by the big leader, and they monitor your blood pressure and your brain activity. And if they start seeing signs of anger, they know, maybe I'm clapping and I'm forcing myself to smile. But they know, no, he's angry. And tomorrow morning I'm in some gulag or something. That would have been utterly impossible in Stalin's USSR. But it is becoming possible with the new technology of the 21st century.
Nossa Senhora. Paulo e depois a Célia.
Célia, por favor.
Obrigada, Paulo. Não, é só para pegar um gancho, sendo que o senhor estuda exatamente essa questão da vigilância, do avanço da tecnologia, como é a sua relação com a tecnologia no dia a dia? Suas contas de mídias são alimentadas